All right, all right. Hello, everyone. And now, wow, I didn't realize how high this stool was that I'm sitting on. Yeah. All right. I got to hunch over. No, I got to have good posture. So I guess, let me just that. How's that? Does that look better? Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this 1v1 matchup. Human versus orc. Let's go ahead and go into 4 times speed. Nothing to really see here in the first 2 minutes of the match. We are looking at an altar of kings, barracks, farm. Looks like it is going to be an archmage in this matchup going up against, well, what is the hero of choice going to be? A farseer. CranKy SnaiL opening up with farseer headhunters. Pretty standard play as of late, but the Blade Master is making a good comeback. And as we see different styles of play, well, we see more and more new strategies. Farseer already out and about, going to go ahead and try and put in pressure excuse me, put in pressure with those spirit wolves and that farseer. Meanwhile, human is going to go ahead and try and clear out this, well, ogre warrior, null warden, ice troll creep camp. Those militias should do a pretty good job right there, finishing things off here as more footmen are joining in on the fight. Archmage picks up a ring of protection +3, not necessarily the item he's going for. He may end up selling that a little bit later since, well, even though armor is important, the more damage you take on your heroes, even if you are given the option of taking more, you generally want to avoid it altogether. Not to say evasion is good. Coming back around, well, I guess evasion has a, that's another topic for another time. Archmage still wandering around here, a little bit of chasing, a little bit of damage. We can see an ensnare going down onto the Headhunter. Headhunter now, while absorbing a little bit of damage, is it going to get taken out? That is the big question there. Water Elemental trying to get in a little bit of more of that damage. Meanwhile, the Archmage now trying to back away off on the other side as well. We are looking at crazy splits all across the map as every single player chose to use a variant of blue here on Northern Isle. All right, if it's difficult to spot things on the minimap, I apologize, but, well, there's not much I can really do except for change the colors. Well, can I change the colors? No, that doesn't really work. All right, coming back around here. Units trying to make their way down. Oh, did they change colors, actually? No, it only changed the colors of the overlay, not actually of the players. Archmage now trying to make its way back. Does have boots of speed. Farseer trying to still put in pressure on that Archmage. Archmage is actually taking quite a bit of damage here as the Headhunters are all just splitting apart as well. One low hit point Headhunter for Crazy SnaiL. KroLu going to have one low hit point Footman inside his base, perhaps, as we should be looking at an Arcane Vault being built soon. No sign of an expansion coming in from either side as of yet, as the Farseer is still engaging in, well, some shenanigans. Are we going to see a Footman getting taken down? Are we going to... Nope, no deny there. Was wondering why the Archmage got in front of the Footman. It actually blocked his way from being able to get away, as now, well, we are looking at some experience on the Farseer here. Farseer still chasing after that unit. Is he going to take it down? One more shot should do it, as this Footman is low on hit points. He gets taken down as well, but no experience given there as it was taken down by the Orc Burrow. I guess overall that trade was semi-effective, as riflemen are now being trained up back at home. Good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful morning so far and a great day later on. Thank you for the kind words. I hope I have a great morning too. Hoping to actually go snowboarding tomorrow, but the mountain roads are all closed right now. Yeah, this freak blizzard, even though like it's pretty much sunny where I'm at, this freak blizzard here in Southern California is really shutting down, well, let's say blanketing the mountains with a lot of snow. Really makes me feel like I'm in like Denver or Salt Lake City, where you're in the middle of a city, but you see a skyline of just mountains with snow going down pretty far. Blizzard is reforging the fields. Yep, Blizzard is reforging the fields. Anyways, Archmage gonna shut down this Voodoo Lounge here, prevent any healing. That is a pretty big deal. Archmage, however, still sitting only at level 1, doesn't have a Brilliance Aura, and without Brilliance Aura, not gonna be able to drop that many Water Elementals. Archmage finally does get to level 2, is gonna back away. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain is now joining in on the battlefield here. During this time, CranKy SnaiL is going after Ogre Magi and Tuskar Trapper creep camps, but with only level 1, these Spirit Wolves are the ones that are going to be trying to tank the majority of that damage. We do see Talisman of Evasion on that Farseer now. More damage getting racked up by that Tuskar Trapper, and then finally this Ice Troll here, Farseer, well on its way to level 3. Meanwhile, Mountain King now out here on the battlefield. Archmage, Torrent Chieftain going to try and engage. What is going to end up going down? There's a Stormbolt onto the Torrent Chieftain. Are we going to perhaps see a surround? Even if we try to get us around, not going to be able to do very much here, as the Torrent Chieftain does try to roll a Shockwave over, but doesn't get that much damage through. Units are still trying to back around here. Torrent Chieftain trying to hide. Are we going to perhaps see him aggro these creeps? He may need to. CranKy SnaiL's in a bit of trouble, aggroing those creeps now and trying to fight his way through. All right, racking up a damage. He gets a Stormbolt. He gets taken down as well, as the Militia are now being joined in on this fight too. All right, little bit of damage getting racked up. A couple more peasants could get taken down. There goes one more. The remainder of those militia going to try and retreat. Meanwhile, Mountain King trying to go after this Ice Troll Warlord creep camp, uses another Stormbolt, picks up a Book of the Dead, as the units are now in fast, well, get out of dodge mode. All right, Farseer down to 75, 54 hit points. Mountain King looking to get a Stormbolt off. Is he going to get the shot? No, he is not. Farseer using that Scroll of Town portal and will be able to get away. All right, Farseer off to the north here. Will need to get some healing salves to heal back up. Clarity Potion on that Torrent Chieftain as well. Well, nope, gonna give it straight to the Farseer. Farseer needs all of the healing that it can get. And the Wind Riders are now taking to the skies too. We are at tier 2, but well, we know that KroLu is actually going for a fair number of riflemen, meaning that the Wind Riders may be countered before they're even really seen in the battlefield. Torrent Chieftain looking to get to level 2 for Endurance, or a Farseer is now at level 3, perhaps going to go for level 2. Spirit Wolves still needs to do a lot of creeping as more Wind Riders are joining in on the fight. We do not see, well, reinforced defense is now being added in here. Very important, as riflemen can make short work of Orc burrows when they are not upgraded to fortified armor. All right, we're still looking at more engaging and more damage coming back across here. Looks as though one Null Overseer will end up getting taken down. Mountain King going to finish off the Null Overseer, finish off the Null Assassin, and, well, pick up some useful items as well while getting to level 2 and training up Bash. 45 supply compared to 41. CranKy SnaiL a little bit behind. Still has quite a bit of work to do, as we see now a Great Hall being placed at the 12 o'clock position. CranKy SnaiL is, well, does he have a Scroll of Town portal? No, he does not, and that may end up becoming the problem. If the Archmage gets to level 3, and then the pressure with this Book of the Dead may be too much, especially with the amount of time that can be bought. Archmage trying to well, press on in here. Those burrows do have reinforced defenses. That is definitely going to help. And here we are going into some sort of engagement now. Water Elementals getting dropped on inside, and, well, those peons know exactly where to go. Perhaps the Orc burrow should be, well, trying to target those priests first. Yeah, the priest and the sorceresses are going to be their primary targets. There's Book of the Dead now being used as well. Meanwhile, Orc is inside the base of Human, trying to put in some pressure. There's some arcane tower problems, and now down goes that arcane tower. Farseer now pretty much out of mana. Are there any, well, wolves in here? No wolves in here at all, as both sides are fighting their way through. Book of the Dead able to get in quite a bit of damage. There's Blizzard, so level 1 of Blizzard being used to try and stop the repairs on here. All right, without the repairs, these Orc burrows will actually end up getting taken down faster. No reason to actually Blizzard those buildings right now, since there was nothing actually repairing at all. All right, continuing to put in pressure. This is turning into a little bit of a base trade scenario, as we're looking at the keep now taking quite a bit of damage. 31 supply compared to 41. Both sides trying to do a little bit of a race here. Are there peons in this, or peasants inside of this army? No, there is not. We cannot do a base swap at all, as the Archmage now realizes, wait, now is the proper time to Blizzard while those peons are repairing. All right, there's 6 peons inside right here. Scroll of Town portal trying to revert all the way back now. And what is going to end up going down? Going to go into the engagement here. Keep down to 491 hit points. Both sides fighting their way through. Are the skeletal archers going to be able to shoot down some of those Wind Riders? That is the question, as the Archmage needs to drop some more water elementals, but only has the level 1 variety because of he trained Blizzard instead. Level 3 now on the Mountain King. Stormbolt going down anywhere? No, don't really see Stormbolts going down anywhere at all, as we're looking at, well, the Wind Riders should perhaps take priority on their targets. Mountain King continuing to fight their way back through, as the Keep is still somehow sticking around in this battle. Farseer is right there. Are we going to see some more damage? There goes a Stormbolt. Wind Rider, Archmage needs to get an attack on that Wind Rider. Wind Rider down to 16 hit points, finally gets taken down, as a farm is now being built to stop the escape. All right, trying to break their way through. Wind Rider could easily get that attack off right there. Trying to break things down here. Farseer, Mountain King now getting into position, blocking that Farseer again. And now the Farseer, who did not have a Scroll of Town Portal, ends up getting shut down. Level 3 Archmage, level 4 Archmage after the level 3 Farseer falls. A very, very close back and forth battle there, as a little bit of a sloppy play leading to some very, very interesting situations. However, behind all this, Cranky SnaiL had an expansion. With this expansion, Cranky SnaiL is going to be able to rebound much more quickly. Meanwhile, Wind Rider able to, well, pass along overhead without any real problems. Tauren Chieftain trying to, well, test the front door water still, does have a potion of invulnerability, as this additional, well, not quite sure why more peons aren't going to get trained up yet. There's a bit of lumber as well, as orc burrows are being placed down. Remember, a number of orc burrows were destroyed, so he was supply blocked for at least a little bit of time. Mountain King selling that Devotion Aura, picking up Boots of Speed, Staff of Teleportation, and Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain now looking to back away as well. The sheer number of workers for Cranky SnaiL is how he's going to be able to rebound into this fight. This Orc Burrow down to 440 hit points. Are we going to see that Mountain King try to just straight in snipe down one of those peons and going after more? Watchtower is doing a little bit of poke damage, so to speak, as this peon may try to, unable to get inside as another Stormbolt goes down. All right, Tauren Chieftain going to try and engage here. No way to stop that. Well, Staff of Teleportation, no Bestiary with ensnares as of yet. Dual Bestiary with dual Wind Riders, but we could see a pivot momentarily. That Watchtower and this expansion off to the north still unnoticed by KroLu, and that is gonna be the problem. As long as Cranky SnaiL knows that he has an expansion and his opponent does not, he does not need to force the fight. He's gonna continue to let that economic advantage grow for him, and with that, build a larger army. Just continue to build a larger army. Farseer going to get to level 4. Tauren Chieftain going to stay at level 3 after this creep camp, but, well, still looking fairly strong. We do not see a tech to tier 3. We are not going to be going into Envenom Spears anytime soon, as the Archmage and Mountain King still looking to do a bit more creeping. Human don't know about the expansion yet. Yeah. Classic reading the game wrong. Like, in a game without perfect information, if you don't realize that your opponent has an economic advantage over you, by the time you realize it, it may be too late, as it translates into a 20 supply army difference. KroLu and Cranky SnaiL about even right now. Oh, there goes one rifleman. It's going to get taken down here. Are we going to perhaps see a Stormbolt go down anywhere? Chain Lightning backing around here. Wind Rider is going to get picked apart, as the Mountain King does, or the Tauren Chieftain does have a potion of invulnerability and may be forced to use it. Is he going to use it right here, trying to go after all of these targets? There's that potion of invulnerability. There's a shockwave. Oh, it tries to split the difference, unable to take them all down, as the Farseer now can be in trouble again. Potion of lesser invulnerability being used there, as we're seeing the Wind Rider, Tauren Chieftain trying to do something here, as there is a 2 units around going down. Shockwave ripping on through. Mountain King perhaps going to Stormbolt, takes down the Tauren Chieftain. Farseer still trying to fight his way through. Water Elemental is getting summoned up as well. Archmage now in a little bit of trouble. Potion of lesser invulnerability on the Mountain King, as the units do retreat back. All right, once again, KroLu may be thinking that he is in a good spot after taking down that level 4 or level 3 Tauren Chieftain, still not realizing the economic advantage that Cranky SnaiL has. Cranky SnaiL training up more and more Wind Riders. Tauren Chieftain should be resurrected soon, sitting at 47 over 52. Perhaps should cancel one of those Wind Riders there. No, Tauren Chieftain resurrected at the tavern, and now looking to get a little bit more experience, endurance, or a level 2 to increase the overall attack speed of the entire army. One Wind Rider getting taken down by creeps as KranKy SnaiL slipping up just a little bit again. 52 supply over 52. The economic advantage has gone from 10 gold a second to 4 gold a second as KranKy SnaiL breaks into low upkeep. At this point in the stage in the game, actually taking or removing 2 peons would actually be better for the overall economy. Staying at 52 over 52 supply is bad, and we can see that there's no sign of additional orc burrows being placed down. I am being a little bit critical, but if KranKy SnaiL or KroLu ever watch my replays, or any semi-pros watch my replays, you can let me know if my analysis is right or wrong. But then again, well, watching a replay and not having to worry about microing everything, well, that's why people have trainers, right? Like professional, the #1 tennis player in the world still has a tennis trainer, not because that the tennis trainer is better than him at or her at tennis, but perhaps far from it, but because they can offer perspective and insight. It is mature individuals who can take that insight and, well, use it to improve their play. Coming back around Wind Riders and Flying Machines doing a little bit of volleying attacks back and forth. The Flying Machines do piercing damage. So it is more effective against the Wind Riders, but the Wind Riders just have more damage output overall. Mountain King, we're going to see a Stormbolt. Yeah, Stormbolt on to... Oh, it actually hits a Spirit, a Wolf, instead of one of the Wind Riders there. That it was just trying to click on one of the Wind Riders, ends up getting a unit underneath it. That was a definite misclick, and that Mountain King, hoping to shut it down a Wind Rider, ends up, well, not getting much from it at all. All right, Flying Machines looking to engage against... engage against those Wind Riders. If the Wind Riders do end up showing up, KranKy SnaiL, now sitting at 60 over 62 supply, should still be training up more Orc burrows at this stage in the game in order to get into that 70 hit point range. Meanwhile, Archmage, forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, was down to 50 hit points as the Tauren Chieftain and Farseer are going to clean up the remainder of this creep camp. It really feels like KranKy SnaiL is purposely, well, at some point he was hiding a bit of his army supply. Now, I believe KroLu must suspect that the army that he's going up against is actually a bit larger. It's often very confusing when you go up against a Wind Rider army. You often forget that those Wind Riders are 4 supply units, so that already is 24 supply, plus the heroes, that's 34 supply, and, well, plenty, all of the workers and everything else. Watchtower has been keeping track of KroLu's expansion. This expansion will, well, that outpost will end up getting taken down, but enough damage or enough scouting information has been accomplished. Meanwhile, the Wind Riders now making their way off to the north, hoping to well, clear out this top left-hand side of the map, perhaps get to level 5 on that Farseer and Tauren Chieftain if they are fast enough. However, Blue now coming up from behind here. Flying Machines are going to look to engage. KroLu is going to actually come across with these Flying Machines. Are they going to finally spot that there is an expansion here? Troll Bat Riders going to end up finishing all of those Flying Machines there. One Troll Bat Rider taking down 3 as the Farseer and a Tauren Chieftain now both just shy of level 5. All right, Potion of Replenishment, Potion of Mana, and Ring of Regeneration. That Tauren Chieftain has a lot of passive regeneration. Stormbolt now on that Tauren Chieftain as the Feral Spirits, or those wolves, are trying to dive in after that Mountain King. Tauren Chieftain with that movement speed bonus trying to catch up to all of these, but the Mountain King with Unholy Aura also able to do a bit of retreating. All right, looking to go into an engagement here. Stormbolt straight up onto a Wind Rider. Chain Lightning Shockwave ripping on through as the flak cannons are now going down onto the Wind Riders. However, Wind Riders trying to take down the Archmage. Archmage down to 145 hit points. Farseer gets up to level 5 as we're looking at the Wind Riders still diving on in there. Is it going to be ending up worth it? Farseer ends up, well, Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 5 and now trying to go after the remainder of all of these peasants here as well. 54 supply compared to 36. Flying Machines are going to get cleaned up here, but not before the Flying Machines units actually do a lot of damage back to the Mountain King. Mountain King could easily get up to level 5, and now with level 3 Stormbolt could cause some problems as well. Chain Lightning still bouncing around. There goes a Shockwave. Some more dead peasants, down to 7 workers as the units are going to try and retreat back out. Farseer going to try and transfer that Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to do it? Yes, Scroll of Town Portal has been transferred. Farseer could end up getting Stormbolted. Is he going to get taken down? One more shot would have been enough, but no. Farseer able to escape at sub or hit points in the teens. Good morning, Burrow Rush. All right, 50 supply over 72. Where is this 32 supply army that CranKy SnaiL is currently sitting on? There's a Kodo Beast. There's 2 heroes. I don't see where that army actually is, as CranKy SnaiL looking to set up another army here. We can see one Wind Rider hiding off on the bottom left-hand side of the map as well. One Chain Lightning or Shockwave would really just destroy much of KroLu's economy when the time comes. Meanwhile, these flying machines are now making their way over. They may spot CranKy SnaiL's expansion off to the north, but little is he going to know that, well, there's an even larger expansion over here on the bottom right, too. All right, more damage getting racked up here. 56 supply compared to 35. And in a game of limited information, KroLu is not really looking for extra information and perhaps making the wrong choices. KroLu has been exchanging better in the battles, and with that has a level 5 Mountain King as well. So is this going to turn into a situation where the additional resources is just turning into extra experience for the opponent? That is the overall question, as we are looking at a flying machine taking down another Wind Rider right there. Mountain King is benefiting from experience from that, as the Archmage is still not out here on the battlefield. Flying machine finally scouts out here, does see that there is an expansion there, and perhaps sees that there is an expansion here on the bottom right. Spirit Wolves scouting out expansion locations. Once again, CranKy SnaiL perhaps just wondering what exactly KroLu is doing on one base here on Northern Isle when he is already setting up his third. All right, coming back around. More peasants getting trained back up. We have about 3 minutes of mining left, or 2.5 minutes of mining left. Peons already rotating back to the south here. 2 minutes of mining off to the north, as well, Wind Rider is going to go ahead and get healed up as well. Still surprised that we are only sitting at Stronghold and Keep after all this time. Peasants now working overtime to try and repair these flying machines and get them service ready and back up into the air. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain is going to pick up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Farseer has some healing items, also has a Scroll of Town Portal just in case he needs to go ahead and back out. 23 minutes into this game, and still CranKy SnaiL has been taking and winning this game through economic means. KroLu has been trying to win the fights through proper micro, and still difficult to figure out who's going to win here. Archmage is going to get the level 5 off of this Wind Rider, I believe. 1 or 2 more shots. Come on, there it goes. Yes, there's level 5 on that Archmage. Is he going to go for... Well, what is he going to go for? Level 2 Blizzard. So level 2 Blizzard to try and, well, blow things over a bit. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom right, CranKy SnaiL does have full saturation at that bottom right expansion. Mountain King, well, leading the charge with those boots of speed. Perhaps going to try to land a Stormbolt on these units here. Tauren Chieftain is getting very close to level 6. Are we going to see... Oh, yep. Wow, I attack right there. Not enough to take down the flying machines. The splash damage, not quite enough. There goes a Stormbolt. Are we going to see... Yes, tries to take down some more, but just really spreading across all of that damage here. All right, Tauren Chieftain, Farseer trying to retreat back. The Troll Bat Riders, 1 or 2 more Troll Bat Riders that actually find their target could be enough. CranKy SnaiL sitting at 56 supply. What is going down here? Farseer just saying, you know what? All I need to do is deal with these peasants. And, well, the peasants realizing this quickly try and retreat back. We are looking at these Wind Riders looking to retreat back here. There's a Stormbolt going to find a target here. Chain Lightning going to come across those targets. Shockwave not really hitting that much there, as the peasants realize we can go ahead and run back on in while those spells are on cooldown. Units, fly machines going after the Wind Riders again. Wind Riders need to perhaps park themselves above these the watchtowers here, as the flying machines, well, no, yeah, not just outside of the range of the watchtowers. You need to get behind those watchtowers to try and stay alive. All right, with no breath of fire to try and blow those flying machines out of the sky. Um, and chain lightning not being able to affect mechanical units, there's not much that can be done. KroLu purposely splitting apart all of his flying machines so that they are not going to get one splashed and taken down. All right, but there are plenty of troll bat riders here ready to go. We can see KranKy SnaiL really cranking out these units here, as we're going to see some healing salves go down onto the Wind Riders now. Army of flying machines not going to be able to do very much. Those flying machines, well, just simply floating around here looking for good targets without the bombardments, not being able to at least take down buildings and make them somewhat useful. All right, where are these flying machines gonna try and travel off to next? The troll bat riders want to find their target. As we take a look back down to the south side here, Archmage with Blizzard shutting down this expansion mining potential. Archmage now trying to exchange blows with the Orc Burrow. Orc Burrow, however, should be able to win out on this fight since it does have, well, fortified armor. And no, up in comes Blizzard again. Meanwhile, big fight across in the center. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 6 here, as the Mountain King also gets up to level 6. Both sides fighting their way through. We may see Avatar Stormbolt onto the Kodo Beast. Chain Lightning still bouncing around. There goes a Shockwave through, as both sides are still engaging again. Avatar now ready on that Mountain King. Both sides fighting again as the Kodo Beast is trying to retreat back as quickly as it can. All right, you're going to see some Wind Riders show up to the party. Yeah, Wind Rider showing up to the party. Kodo Beast going to end up reversal of fortune, trying to, well, throw things back here, as one of those riflemen could easily just get speared down. There, nope, doesn't get speared down. Instead, a higher hit point Spellbreaker still alive here. All right, going after these priority targets. There goes one unit. There goes another unit. 3 Spellbreakers are all that are left. Meanwhile, back down to the south side here, Blizzard is just trying to take down this Orc Burrow, but these 2 peons are, well, desperately repairing, and in order to keep it alive. That repair is working out well, as we are looking at this peon coming back across here. Going to go ahead and try and repair again. Coming back down to the center, Tauren Chieftain. Battle pretty much happening everywhere all at once, as the Avatar, Mountain King, trying to get up a Clarity Potion and perhaps to land in some more Stormbolts. Shockwave ripping on through that frontline spot. Tauren Chieftain can, well, get taken down, but he knows he can get back up again without any problem, as the Farseer could reach a little bit of problems here. Farseer now trying to back away. Mountain King has plenty of mana, as the Farseer is still doing a little bit of a dance. Scroll of Town Portal heading back the other way again, perhaps to head off over here. No, not doing that. In comes the Blizzard. Peons are getting taken down, and, well, as these peons are getting shut down, the Archmage has finally stopped the mining here on the bottom right. The north side expansion is still mining away. 300 gold still left, but that is pretty much going to be it. Mountain King making its way over, perhaps going to look to try and set up an expansion now. Archmage does have a staff of teleportation, will be able to get out of there pretty quickly and easily when the time comes. Archmage, all right, in comes the Wind Riders now. Wind Riders going to try and engage. There's a Shockwave and Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Is the Archmage going to be able to escape through? That is the question now. Are we going to see a Chain Lightning perhaps getting cast? Wind Riders getting in front, and that is going to be enough damage to take it down. Archmage falls at level 5. And a really strange, unorthodox game between KroLu and KranKy SnaiL. KroLu perhaps playing better with his units, but KranKy SnaiL just pumping the gold and winning the game purely out of economics. You can take a look at the resource difference, and what? An 8,000 gold difference, and additional 4,000 gold was lost to upkeep. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.